Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's another sparkle. You see what I'm saying?
What in hell is that thing?
Holy shit! No!
Whoa.
From Civil War ghosts lurking around in Pennsylvania to Champ, the lake monster, in Vermont, here are the most disturbing mysteries from every USA state. It was September 2024 when a man named Greg was visiting Gettysburg with his family, a place well known for being haunted. And as his car moved forward, he recorded this. Two figures, or apparitions, were seen moving across the road. Though not very clear, they did look like humans, or as we call them, ghosts. The man stood there recording for a while, but that was all he got. This, however, became one of the most famous ghost sightings ever caught on camera at Gettysburg. But this wasn't the only one. It all started back in 2009 when one man, hiking through the same area, set up his camera hoping to record something, and he got exactly what he was hoping for. Far from the camera, two human apparitions appeared, moving across the trail, just like the previous sighting. And it wasn't just once. Throughout the 3-minute video, the apparitions appeared multiple times. And that's all they do, just walk. Then, just a couple of years later in 2020, around 1 a.m, a trail cam captured something similar. Multiple things happened throughout this video. At first, some dim lights appeared in the middle of the field, even though no one was there. Then, towards the right, a human apparition appeared for a few seconds before disappearing, leaving people to wonder what exactly is happening in the Gettysburg field. And then, in 2023, an even older video resurfaced online, claiming to have been recorded back in the 1990s, and it showed this.
Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's another sparkle. You see what I'm saying?
A family was sitting near the battlefield when they started seeing something weird in the woods. As they recorded, a figure appeared towards the left of the video for a brief moment. The shock in their voices made it clear it wasn't staged. But then the question arises, what exactly is happening in Pennsylvania? To answer that, we have to look back to July 1863. This isn't just any field. It's the site of the Battle of Gettysburg, the largest and bloodiest battle ever fought in North America. Over 3 days, more than 50,000 soldiers were killed, wounded, or went missing. The entire town became a makeshift hospital and a massive graveyard, soaking the soil with unimaginable suffering. And some say those soldiers never left. Countless visitors report strange and inexplicable encounters across the battlefield. Entire phantom regiments are seen marching in formation, their ghostly drums and footsteps echoing through the night. These apparitions haunt the fields where Pickett's charge took place, the slopes of Little Round Top, and an area aptly named the Valley of Death. But one of the most active sites is a chilling rock formation known as the Devil's Den. During the battle, it was a Confederate sniper's nest and the site of vicious fighting. Ever since, visitors have reported seeing dim, spectral soldiers among the rocks. Witnesses hear unexplained battle sounds, gunfire, shouting, and cries of anguish, echoing in otherwise complete silence. Several photographers have even claimed to capture fleeting images of the same ghost, an unkempt, long-haired figure in ragged clothing with no shoes. Some claim he even spoke to them before vanishing without a trace. The hauntings aren't just limited to the soldiers. The Jenny Wade house is home to the spirit of the battle's only civilian casualty. Jenny was just 20 years old, kneading dough in her kitchen when a stray bullet pierced 2 doors and struck her dead. Visitors to the house now report hearing strange movements, disembodied voices, and the sorrowful moans of a spirit who never knew the battle was over. With so many tragic deaths and so much suffering concentrated in one small area, it's no wonder the place is considered a center for paranormal activity. From soldiers still fighting a long-lost war to innocent civilians caught in the crossfire, the echoes of the Civil War are still being heard and seen in the fields of Pennsylvania. When a family arrived at Lake Champlain in Vermont for a vacation, they had no idea what was about to happen, because just 20 minutes there, they recorded this video. Even though the creature was under the water, it was clear that it was a huge creature swimming around, far larger than usual creatures in the lake. This is exactly what had the family shocked, and so they uploaded the video on Facebook, and hence a legend long forgotten was reborn, the legend of Champ. For the modern era, it all started with one photo. In 1977, a woman named Sandra Mansi was on vacation when she saw something break the surface of the lake. She quickly snapped a picture, creating what would become the most famous piece of evidence for the creature's existence. The photograph shows what appears to be a long, dark neck and a head rising from the water, with the body submerged just beneath the surface. It was grainy and mysterious, but compelling enough that it was even called the best photograph of a lake monster ever taken. After the Mansi photo brought the legend roaring back to life, other sightings and more photos came in. In 2005, a video taken by 2 fishermen appeared to show a head and neck moving through the water.
What in hell is that thing?
But Champ is camera shy, and the fishermen say this is the best picture they could get.
And as recently as 2024, drone footage captured during the filming of a movie revealed a massive shape, seemingly larger than a 14-foot boat, swimming just below the surface. But these modern images are only the latest evidence in a very old story. The legend of a monster in Lake Champlain dates back centuries, with over 300 reported sightings in total. The story originates with Iroquois legends of giant snakes they called Onyarekoa. By the 1800s, newspaper reports began surfacing. An 1819 article detailed a Captain Crumb sighting an enormous serpentine monster nearly 190 feet long. Later, in 1883, Sheriff Nathan H. Mooney claimed he saw a 30-foot serpent so close he could see round white spots inside its mouth. The tales became so widespread that the famous showman P.T. Barnum even offered a reward for the creature's capture. When you see the clear, recent video of something massive moving in the lake and connect it to the photographic evidence that has surfaced over the last 50 years, you have to wonder if they are all capturing the same thing described in those centuries-old tales. Maybe the legend of Champ is true. It just remains a mystery, hidden in the deep, cold waters of Lake Champlain. On April 2nd, 2022, a man was wandering around a lost and found in Massachusetts when he started hearing weird sounds. According to him, it was a growl, and a pretty demonic one. Still, he kept looking for the creature making the sound, and eventually caught what he was looking for.
Holy shit! No!
Two glowing red eyes appeared in the darkness, staring straight towards him, terrified, and before the creature could make a move, the man just ran away straight out of that room and warned his friends too. Surprisingly, this type of incident wasn't the first one in Massachusetts. In 2021, another man took to TikTok to explain he had not just seen a demon, but also managed to catch it on camera.
Just my daughter playing. I took a picture of her, and I noticed something strange in the background on the reflection. Now I know my windows are dirty. I know there's a lot of, reflections can play tricks on people, but this is pretty interesting because I was sitting down on the couch.
He says he was sitting down, his daughter was playing, and there was no one else in the house. So, then what was the figure in the window? And it gets even creepier when you zoom in to the face, because the demon looks like it is laughing or mocking someone. And this left the man terrified, just like another guy in the same place who caught this on his security camera. At first, a weird mist covers his camera and the area, and when it disappears, two glowing eyes appear. Now, all these clips had two things in common: the presence of two glowing red eyes and the place, Massachusetts. These identical details had people pointing at one legend, the legend of the Dover Demon. But what is the Dover Demon? The creature was first reported over 45 years ago, in 1977, in the town of Dover, Massachusetts, which is about 15 miles southwest of Boston. The original sightings happened on April 21st and 22nd. A 17-year-old named William Bill Bartlett was driving when he claimed to see a creature on top of a stone wall. He described it as being about 4 feet tall with glowing orange eyes and a watermelon-shaped head with no nose or mouth. Later that same evening, 15-year-old John Baxter reported seeing a similar creature nearby. Then, on the following night, another 15-year-old, Abby Brabham, also claimed to have seen it. The locations of all the sightings, when plotted on a map, lay in a straight line over 2 miles. All 3 teenagers drew sketches of the alleged creature, with Bartlett even writing on his, "I, Bill Bartlett, swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw this creature." Now, while these early sightings had glowing orange eyes, not red ones, and the creature was described more as a bizarre small humanoid rather than a terrifying figure, people still connect it to the modern demon sightings because of the location and the presence of those glowing eyes. However, there have been some more skeptical suggestions for the original 1977 creature. Like that, it could have been a foal or a moose calf, or even a snowy owl whose white plumage reflected the headlights of older cars, making the color appear peach. The police at the time even suggested it was probably just a school vacation hoax, but none of those explanations account for what people are seeing today. Still, the legend has endured, and the terrifying accounts from Massachusetts today continue to feature that key detail: the glowing eyes that stare back from the darkness. In 2023, a video surfaced on TikTok, recorded on a trail camera. It showed something terrifying. A wolf-like creature appeared on the camera for a couple seconds, before disappearing. The creature was walking on 4 legs, and its face resembled both a wolf and a demon. It was Louisiana where the video was captured, and it only continued the legacy of a legend which had haunted the state for decades. A legend which is talked about every time a video or a picture of a werewolf-type character appears on the internet, like this one. What the video showed wasn't a normal wolf or a dog. It was something else, and everyone knew exactly what it had to be. The legend of the Rougarou. The Rougarou is a blood-curdling figure that has haunted Cajun folklore for centuries, living beneath the thick canopies of Louisiana's swamps. This creature, sometimes called the loup-garou, was born from French myths, but merged with local superstitions and voodoo, making it unique to the bayou. Unlike traditional werewolf tales, the Rougarou is a scary shapeshifter. Some say it has the head of a wolf or dog, with glowing red eyes and razor-sharp fangs, looking exactly like the one caught on camera. Others describe an enormous, hairy beast that roams on 2 legs, prowling through the shadows, looking for you. And here's the twist you won't hear about other monsters. The Rougarou serves as a warning. Legend says people who don't stick to the rules of Lent can be cursed to become the beast for an entire year, consumed by a hunger they cannot satisfy. Even worse, anyone who sees the Rougarou and speaks of it will become its next victim. This rule of silence is the scary reason the legend is still alive today. The most chilling accounts come from locals in the marshlands near Acadiana, people who know the deep of the swamp. They say, you know when the creature is nearby because the bayou falls silent, as if every animal holds its breath, waiting for that low, bone-chilling howl to echo through the trees. So it could be the terrifying legend of the Rougarou haunting the swamps for real. Or maybe, just maybe, it's nothing more than a wolf or a hyena with severe mange which started the whole legend. In 2025, a video was uploaded on TikTok which showed this. The uploader initially thought it was just a drone, but the way it stood at the same point for so long, with multiple colored lights coming out of it, made it hard to say what exactly was happening in the skies in Pennsylvania. And when it comes to the state, sightings like these are not new. Just a year ago, another person had recorded this. It started off as a dot in the sky, but when the camera zoomed in, it turned out to be an orb, almost like it was bursting with energy and light. It looked nothing like a typical drone. And then back to 2025, and on August 13th, a couple of people in Pennsylvania saw something in the sky. It was a mysterious white spiral, and it had everyone confused. One person described it was the shape of a bone. Now, why does Pennsylvania keep seeing objects in the sky that defy explanation? Because the state has a dark, unforgettable history with unexplained flying objects, a history that began on December 9th, 1965. That evening, a large, brilliant fireball was reported by citizens in 6 U.S. states and Canada as it streaked over the sky, leaving terrifying reports of hot metal debris, blinding light, and massive sonic booms. Something definitely crashed near the small village of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, about 30 miles southeast of Pittsburgh. The immediate reaction was pure panic and a full-scale lockdown. Initial reports from the time stated the following: The area where the object landed was immediately sealed off on the order of U.S. Army and state police officials. They quickly roped off the woods to await the expected arrival of both U.S. Army engineers and civilian scientists. Witnesses claimed the object they saw carried away was massive, described as being acorn-shaped or like a large bell, and covered in strange hieroglyphic-like symbols. It was definitely not a normal meteor, but when authorities eventually searched the woods, they found absolutely nothing. This cover-up, the overwhelming military presence, and the missing evidence is why the Kecksburg incident gained massive notoriety and is often called Pennsylvania's Roswell. Over the years, speculation has raged over what crashed. Some say it was an extraterrestrial craft. Others believed it was debris from the Soviet space probe Cosmos 96, and NASA even released a statement reporting the object was a Soviet satellite, only to claim later that all the records of their findings were lost in the 1980s. A convenient accident, right? The government has never offered a straight answer, and officials constantly discount proposed explanations like plane crashes or errant missiles. Because of this continued secrecy surrounding the 1965 incident, every unusual light, orb, or spiral seen in the sky today is instantly linked to the legend of Kecksburg. The modern sightings, the stationary lights, the bursting orbs, the mysterious spirals, they all keep the chilling question alive. What exactly did the military take out of those Pennsylvania woods 60 years ago? And if the object they hauled away was truly an extraterrestrial craft, is whatever was piloting it finally coming back to claim its wreckage? A man was driving home in New York, and he had to pass by the woods, quite famous for Bigfoot. Little did he know he was about to witness one.
Whoa.
It was a huge creature covered in fur, walking straight, and it looked like the exact definition of a Bigfoot. And then just a year ago, this was captured in the same area. Just as he moved around, a black figure was peeking through the trees right at him, and same as before, it was huge, covered in figure, and was the exact definition of a Bigfoot. But why are the sightings continuing? Why, in one of the most populated states in the country, do people still insist on seeing this creature? Because Bigfoot is not a new concept in New York. While often considered a West Coast phenomenon, sightings of this gigantic, hairy, ape-like creature, sometimes known as Sasquatch, have been recorded in the state for centuries. Whitehall, New York specifically, became so famous for its Sasquatch encounters that it is now known as the Bigfoot capital of the Northeast. In fact, the town passed a law in 2004 prohibiting the hunting of the mysterious creature, treating it like a protected species. Even local law enforcement officers in the 1980s recounted seeing massive, hair-covered humanoids moving with incredible speed and agility. The sightings of today, the hulking figures walking upright, the black shape peeking through the trees, are not isolated incidents. They are the newest chapter in a legend older than New York State itself. The creature is still out there, hiding in the forests, walking the mountains, proving that no matter how advanced we become, some secrets of the wilderness just refuse to stay buried. For more interesting footage, check this out.
Watch who's stalking who now. Who's stalking who now? Look at that. Do you see a person Yeah, who's stalking who now?
This man was in the famous Dudleytown when he noticed that figure stalking him through the woods. If you haven't heard of this place, it's a tiny abandoned village in the woods of Cornwall, Connecticut. At first glance, Dudleytown just seems like an old, forgotten settlement, but people believe this place is seriously cursed. And not just bad luck. We're talking a full-on, generations-old curse that supposedly ruined everyone who lived there.
No. What is that? No way.
If you didn't get it, there was a black shadow that walked past the deep, dark woods. The fact that it was pitch dark in there, even though it was broad daylight, is already scary enough. And then there was the shadow too. So how did the whole town get cursed? Well, the legend starts with the Dudley family, who settled there in the early 1700s. The story goes that their ancestors were involved in some shady stuff back in England, like betraying the king. As punishment, a curse was put on the Dudley bloodline. And when the Dudleys came to America and settled in what would become Dudleytown, that curse followed them. Almost everyone who lived in Dudleytown seemed to experience some kind of tragedy. People went insane, disappeared, or died mysteriously. Even though the land looked good for farming, crops would fail for no reason. It's like nothing good could last there. Some say the town's isolation in the dense forest added to the madness, like the woods themselves were closing in on people. And every time someone tried to visit, they were seeing weird things. It was so scary that the town has been literally named the Gateway to Hell. There was also a time when a man named Mike was walking through the woods when he noticed something was off. As he recorded the weird thing, this is what he saw.
Watch who's stalking who now. Who's stalking who now? Look at that. Do you see a person? Yeah, who's stalking who now?
Even though it looked like just a regular man, what was he doing there? Just keeping an eye on Mike when there were no other people in Mike's radius. And it's not just this. Many viewers also told their own stories. One said, "I saw some people walking through the woods in old-fashioned clothes, and when I blinked they were gone." And then there's the thing that it's illegal to visit Dudleytown now. The land is privately owned, and the owners are strict about keeping people out. They say it's to protect the area, but you have to wonder, are they protecting the land? Or are they protecting people from the curse? In the heart of Huntsville, Alabama, nestled within the city's largest and oldest cemetery, Maple Hill, lies a playground. Known as the Dead Children's Playground, this place is shrouded in eerie tales and chilling legends that have intrigued and terrified locals and visitors for decades.
I was standing here and this just started. Oh my gosh.
However, the major story isn't about one single place, but rather a bunch of eerie legends about ghostly kids who haunt different parts of Alabama. And these aren't happy, playful ghost children. These stories are dark. So, how did this innocent place get its gruesome name? This urban legend is about how many children lost their lives in Huntsville during the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. Most of them were buried in Maple Hill, alongside a playground. As the legend states, the spirits of those children come out to play at night. the children are most active from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. The playground is surrounded by a group of trees, which can give off a shadowed appearance. There is a swing set and a regular-looking playground. People have been going there to see if they can find any paranormal activity, and sometimes they have really scary experiences. In fact, many visitors have reported strange occurrences during their late-night visits. Some claim to have heard faint giggling or the sound of footsteps when no one was around. Others have seen swings moving by themselves even when the wind was calm, or noticed cold spots in the air that seemed to appear out of nowhere. Like the time a group of friends went to investigate, and later into the night, this happened.
What is he looking at? Was it up by the bench? No.
Then in 2017, a man went there with his daughter. As he pushed the swings gently to take a picture, they kept going as if something with weight was in them. Some witnesses have also said they felt a sense of being watched or heard whispering voices, even though no one else was around. So, why are there so many stories of ghostly children in Alabama? Some say it's because these legends are a way of remembering tragic events that affected communities. These stories have a way of sticking with you. This legend pops up in a few places, but one of the most famous versions is in Cassadaga, Florida. Now, if you haven't heard of Cassadaga, it's basically the self-proclaimed psychic capital of the world. This place is full of mediums, spiritualists, and, of course, creepy stories. And, at the edge of town, in the Lake Helen Cassadaga Cemetery, sits the infamous Devil's Chair. According to the legends, the chair was created by a few worshippers for Satan himself. It is said that every midnight, the devil will ascend from hell to sit on it. According to legend, if you sit in this chair, you might end up having a little one-on-one with Satan himself. Yeah, not exactly the kind of meeting you want to schedule. The story goes that if you sit in the chair at midnight, the devil will whisper in your ear. Some versions of the legend say he'll make you a deal or curse you forever.
Looking for
What are you looking for?
help.
Do you need help? Is there any way we could help you right now? Maybe get your voice out?
Sin.
No, I don't like this, bro. I really don't like this.
I kept saying stuff. Trapped!
Trapped.
It said trapped!
However, experts say that the legend is nothing more than that, a legend. Bauer explained that during the 19th century, stone seating areas were often added to cemetery plots. These mourning chairs gave loved ones a place to sit while paying respects to the departed. But let's be real. Legends like this don't just pop up out of nowhere. Even with the logical explanation of these mourning chairs, the eerie atmosphere of Lake Helen Cassadaga Cemetery keeps the legend alive. Paranormal investigators have visited the site and reported strange phenomena: unexplained cold spots, flickering lights, and orbs of energy caught on camera.
You see that? Holy shit. It's spiking up. There's something here.
Then, there were others who went at night in groups, trying to see if they could find anything. And luckily, they did.
What was that? What?
And if this didn't scream scary enough, literal screams were also heard. Faint noises, the feeling of someone watching, like someone's moving around, can be heard. So as much as people say it's just a legend, these clips say otherwise. Even people who've sat in the chair describe feeling overwhelmed by dread or getting a weird chill. Even on a hot night, they say they heard the devil whispering in their ears. Adding to the eeriness, some visitors claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking near the chair after dark. These figures are often described as tall, with glowing eyes or a sense of malevolence. This ties back to the idea that the devil himself, or something demonic, might really be connected to the chair. Horror doesn't always lie in silent cemeteries and deserted roads. Sometimes it's hanging right in front of us when we visit a funhouse. This is exactly how this urban legend goes. But here's the thing, this is no longer an urban legend. It's a very twisted tale of what happened to Elmer J. McCurdy.
Elmer McCurdy was a bank robber, train robber in the early 1900s. He gets killed.
It sounds like a normal story, right? But this is where the twist comes. After the autopsy, the man who performed it waited for his payment, but to his surprise, no one came to give him any money or claim the body. So, he dried Elmer out and put him in the back room.
The guy that had done the autopsy, his name's Johnson, he waits for payment from the county or from anybody.
Then, some men arrived, claiming to be Elmer's brothers, but they didn't take him to a family plot. Instead, they hung his body in a funhouse as a fake prop. His last stop was the Long Beach Pike amusement park in California. There, Elmer hung in a funhouse, covered in phosphorescent paint, while kids unknowingly played around his corpse.
I spent a good part of my time down in the Pike and on the beach. And for a kid, this was really great.
Then came December 1976 and fate's final reveal. A film crew shooting The $6 Million Man needed a creepy funhouse scene. Everything seemed normal, until one of the crew members accidentally broke off Elmer's arm. Instead of the sawdust or wires they expected, human bones fell out. Elmer's body was finally identified, ending a 65-year nightmare of exploitation. In 1977, he was given a proper burial in Summit View Cemetery, Oklahoma. To ensure his peace, 2 feet of concrete were poured over his coffin, a final safeguard against further desecration. What began as a tragic end turned into a chilling story of neglect and greed. A bizarre legend, but one that is horrifyingly real. Call them skinwalkers or shape-shifting entities, and you'll find stories about them everywhere, from deserted roads to deep, dark woods. The lore surrounding these beings is nothing short of creepy. Skinwalkers originate from rich Native American folklore and are believed to be individuals who gained supernatural powers through committing a taboo act, which could possibly include harming a family member. For centuries, they have been said to roam the deserted areas of Arizona, especially the Navajo Nation, and their presence is associated with horror, curses, and ill omens. When people describe encounters, they frequently mention glowing eyes, strange animal-like appearances, and a creepy way of mimicking human voices, often leading to strange cries.
Time to hunt some skinwalkers, all right? Yo, you hear that?
skinwalkers tend to appear more often in certain locations, one of which is Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, which is considered to be a hotspot for paranormal investigations. Many visit every day looking for a skinwalker, but the locals just warn them to stay away. But that's not all. There have been multiple sightings over the years. People have seen and recorded glowing eyes and strange men out there. In 2014, a picture was uploaded on Facebook, and it had the whole world in shock.
A Facebook picture circulating yesterday sure has a lot of people up there worried.
The story behind the picture was that a geologist was working in an oil field when he felt something odd, and this was the picture he took. Surprisingly enough, he quit the next day too.
There are stories of countless encounters in New Mexico, but few will speak of them, too scared.
And then adding to all this creepiness, many people started finding their posts and comments which they just shared started disappearing from Facebook. No one knew what was going on. And the tales of skinwalkers haunting people aren't just a part of a specific territory. In fact, they spread globally, haunting everyone alike. Like when, a couple of years later, a Reddit user was camping in the Vimperk forest and heard this. The screams were so loud that it was surrounding the whole forest, and it clearly did not sound like a human screaming at all. The uploader thought it was either a skinwalker, however they did not have the courage to go and check the direction the scream was coming from. There were a few things in common. Everyone who ever saw a skinwalker said they felt these feelings of dread, a sudden temperature drop, and there were creepy noises everywhere. The feeling continued for months afterward. Some stories say that skinwalkers can curse people if they lock eyes with them, resulting in bad luck, illness, and sometimes even worse. So, as much as someone might argue that skinwalkers can be explained by optical illusions or animals in the dark, the screams, the cries, and the sightings just say otherwise. There appears to be a big chance that these skinwalkers might be roaming the deserted roads, waiting for the perfect moment to appear and attack. According to legend, Mothman is a black, 10-foot creature with wings and red eyes. They are mostly spotted around West Virginia, where in the 1960s, this legend made the lives of people hell. They were scared to go out at night. As for the beginning of this legend, it goes something like this. The year was 1966. Two gravediggers in Clendenin, West Virginia, saw a black figure fly over their heads while digging a grave in a cemetery. They didn't know it then, but they are credited with being the first people to see the famous Mothman. The monster was also commonly seen in the TNT area near town, with some locals speculating that perhaps people were really seeing cranes or owls, and others wondering if the creature was created in some sort of mutation accident involving the chemicals associated with storing TNT. Regardless, legend has it that mysterious men in black suits began visiting the town shortly after the sighting reports. Since then, however, the TNT area, which is a former munitions site from World War II, has been called the Mothman's House.
It's the setting, really it is. It's the setting, the perfect setting for a strange sighting. Hey, there's something weird out there at that old dump site. I mean, it's perfect.
The sightings are numerous. For instance, when a YouTuber named Jerbear was investigating an abandoned Mothman bunker at West Point, as he parked his car and came out with his friend, he started to hear weird sounds. They checked the surroundings again, just to be sure, and then entered the bunker, which was full of nothing but graffiti everywhere, meaning they were not the first people to enter the bunker. Inside, everything seemed usual. However, just a few minutes later, they could hear something that sounded like heavy breathing.
Did you hear that? Was that heavy breathing?
Since it wasn't completely heard on camera, and the fact that voices were echoing around a lot, no one could tell what it was. However, one of the viewers claimed that it could be probably the Mothman. Another compelling sighting was when a man, who says he was driving along State Route 2, saw something jump from tree to tree. He pulled off the road and snapped some pictures.
These pictures, supposedly taken by a man who says he was driving along State Highway 2 in Point Pleasant, saw something jump from tree to tree.
The man declined an on-camera interview, but was adamant the pictures had not been doctored. He said he recently moved to Point Pleasant for work and didn't even know about the legend. The town of Point Pleasant hosts an annual Mothman festival and features a Mothman statue to commemorate the legend. Despite its spooky origins, the creature has become a symbol of local pride and mystery. Paranormal enthusiasts and cryptid hunters continue to explore the woods and abandoned sites near Point Pleasant, hoping to capture evidence of the Mothman. Whether the creature is real or just a case of mass hysteria, the legend persists, fueling speculation and sparking curiosity about what really happened on those eerie winter nights of the 1960s. This video will shock you. Taken from the surveillance camera of a supermarket during the quiet hours of the night, this footage presents a puzzling and unsettling sight. It shows a shopping cart eerily moving on its own, navigating the supermarket aisles with no one in sight to guide it. Intriguingly, the cart even takes a turn, moving from one aisle to another, suggesting that the movement couldn't easily be dismissed as the work of the wind or a simple tilt in the floor. The absence of any visible person or force behind the cart's movement raises questions and speculation. Could this be the work of a ghost? The idea might seem far-fetched, but the peculiar and deliberate movements of the shopping cart, captured in the stillness of the night, makes me think of something supernatural. In this captivating video, shot from within the depths of the woods, we're presented with a sight that is both extraordinary and mystifying. Hidden among the greenery of the trees and vegetation, the footage reveals the presence of small, skinny, humanoid figures. These creatures are depicted as naked but lack any defining sexual characteristics, adding to their enigmatic nature. The appearance of these beings raises immediate questions about their identity. Are they goblins, as suggested by their diminutive and slender forms, which seem to belong more to the realm of folklore and myth than our modern world? Or could the footage be the result of computer-generated imagery designed to create a convincing illusion of their existence? This video is from a beach, showcasing the discovery of a peculiar siren-like creature washed up on the shore. The footage begins with a view of the beach scattered with washed-up wood branches. The camera then focuses on a dried-up, eerie-looking body. Upon closer inspection, the creature appears to resemble a mermaid with long feminine hair on its head. The lower half of the creature resembles that of a fish, while the upper body resembles a human. However, there's a possibility that this could be a fake or a prop deliberately placed there by someone. The suspicion arises because the creature's appearance suggests it might be a wooden model created for a specific effect. Regardless of its authenticity, the creature in the video does convey a creepy and unsettling vibe. This video was caught by a hunter who was bothered by these sounds. It is obviously an animal of some sort. Perhaps in distress or maybe giving warning sounds. This is one of the creepy noises you're ever likely to hear, particularly if you're alone somewhere remote at night. These sounds have caused a wave of speculation, as it has captured imagination of many wondering what it could be. Most have suggested this to be from maybe a moose or an elk. What do you think? Is it the mating call of a randy moose, a trapped bobcat, or something more sinister? Let us know your guesses in the comments below. This is a clip of a really unnerving scene. From far you might think your mind is playing tricks on you, until we zoom on the strange figure. It looks like a really tall humanoid shadow is holding onto the pole beside it. It is something unfamiliar and out of the ordinary, and I have never seen anything like it. Examining its physique, our attention is drawn to its elongated limbs and stretched out body. Could it be a person dressed in all black, possibly to cause speculation? A shadow of something tall causing a glitch in the camera, or an optical illusion created by certain lighting conditions, or in an eerie case, we could be in a presence of some sort of spirit. This video was recorded by a person who claimed the area to be infested by an anomaly, the Bigfoot. He was daring enough to take an adventure in the middle of the woods at night alone, and is met by something lurking in the dark. As he shines his flashlight into the forest, he sees the reflection of the eyes of a big animal relentlessly staring at him.
Okay, I need to figure out what this thing is before we go any further. There he is, right there. See him?
This sends chills down his spine. Just then, a towering pale shadow swiftly passes between the trees going in the right side. We cannot understand what the figure is due to the darkness. Our attention immediately shifts from the uncanny presence to the queer sounds that rent the air. Well, I think this could be just a mere mountain lion, out in the night hunting for a snack. This camera caught a Bigfoot in 2015. Although the video is low quality, the details are pretty visible. The massive creature, covered in a rich coat of black hair, can be seen walking towards a certain point. It stops, and one can see it extending its really long arms towards the tree trunk. At the same moments, it starts to shake the tree with sheer strength. It is both awe-inspiring and terrifying at the same time. It leaves the tree and proceeds to another. What was the Bigfoot doing with the trees? Was it trying to take the tree down? Or it could be some sort of communication between Bigfoot entities? The local authority in this area had detected some movement on a private property and went on to check what it was, only to see this.
Hey! You're on private property!
He immediately stops when he sees a furry figure stalking amidst the bushes. This startles him. A form of light can be seen flickering in the bushes. Suddenly, the figure emerges from a thicket. It is enveloped by a dense covering of hair. Due to the low lighting in the footage, we cannot see its face, but what is visible is its short stature. As if agitated, this figure starts approaching the person recording, and this frightens him, and he turns to retreat in the other direction. I wonder what this thing could be. Supposedly a Bigfoot, or just a really creepy intruder. This security camera caught this very scary occurrence at a certain checkpoint. A car can be seen approaching the security checkpoint. As it stops, something seems to be really strange. The car appears to have no driver at all. And the guard surely notices all these weirdness. He gets out to investigate what really could be going on. Suddenly, something on the roof of the car terrifies the daylights out of him, and he drops to the ground in panic as he scrambles away. Our attention shifts to the apparition on the car. It seems to be pretty real to me. Due to the darkness, I can't make out what this strange figure is, but it is surely scary from the guard's reaction. These two uncanny events truly perturb one. Where was the driver? And what's the creature on the roof? Could be witnessing a ghost driver. These two guys were out for a walk when they recognized something moving between the trees. As one of them continues recording, we can see a creature's head bobbling up and down as it walks.
Oh shit. Oh my God. What is that thing, man? I didn't know it was that fucking big. It's not coming up here, is it?
No, I don't even think it recognizes, man. Calm down, be quiet.
Shortly, it emerges. A black, enigmatic figure. It is really immense that the people recording exclaim with astonishment. It is not aware of the people watching it, and it casually strolls away from the huge steps it is taking. I think it's a really tall creature. This bipedal subject seems to be enveloped in a thick coat of fur. Do you see how it's walking while arms hang down its side? This depiction aligns with the general perception of the Bigfoot. This homeowner was in his roof repairing a faulty cable when he seemed to see something lurking in the shadows. When this footage is slowed, upon closer scrutiny, we can see an unknown figure that seems to be stalking. Then suddenly, it lunges back to its hiding place. The man surely spots it and immediately scurries away, not wanting to know what this frightening creature could be. This could be a raccoon or a small furry animal. The residents of this house had been receiving unexpected guests in their home. Their visits were now a nuisance, so he decided to film this encounter. We can see him closing the door, and after he goes back, the door opens, and what's shocking is that there is no one behind the door. His dog is aware of this weirdness and barks in confirmation that there might be an intruder. He closes the door one more time, and the same happens.
Little buddy.
But this time, an unearthly humanoid figure can be seen in the darkness down the flight of stairs when we zoom at the door. This is very scary, and as if it is not enough, the door closes itself, and when opens, the queer subject shapeshifts into a really enigmatic figure. This is spine-chilling. The quality of this video is impressive, and I don't think it's edited. The dogs in the house were going crazy. Were they seeing something paranormal unseen to the human eyes? But surely something very creepy could be roaming in this household. Imagine you're hiking through the woods with your dog. Suddenly you become aware that you are not alone. Just beyond, in a clearing through the trees, you spot a large dark shape resting on a tree stump. In this footage, the poster appears to capture something large, black, and covered in fur. The quality of the video is poor, but a shape is visible, as are its movements for a fraction of a second. Beyond this, it's anyone's guess whether it's Bigfoot or a bear.
He's moving, he's moving, he's moving. Daisy, come here. Daisy, come here.
All we have to go on is the conviction of the poster's claim and the rising fear in his voice as he calls out to his dog. Not all First Nation beliefs on Sasquatch are favorable. Whilst some believe that sightings of Bigfoot bring good luck, members of the Plateau tribes identify Bigfoot as a stick Indian, drawing from a diverse range of potentially hostile beings who stole salmon or confused people by whistling, causing them to get lost. Here, a poster zooms in on a figure spotted in the woods. The large Neanderthal-like creature is studying something intently in the branches of the tree, unaware that it's being filmed. It has been suggested that it is stalking something. Is this an ape filmed from a deceptive angle that makes it look far larger than it is? Or is it a Sasquatch? You be the judge. In this video, we're taken on a late-night drive through a forest, seen from the perspective of a passenger filming the journey. Everything changes when they have to slam on the brakes. Right there, in the middle of the road, is something you'd never expect. A strange figure that looks human, standing still, cloaked in black from head to toe. The driver tries everything to get it to move. He honks the horn, shouts, and even inches the car closer. But this cloaked figure just won't budge. It's like it doesn't even notice them. Finally, deciding enough is enough, the driver steps out of the car, determined to confront this mysterious roadblock. But here's where it gets really weird. When he reaches out and pulls the cloak away, there's nothing there. No person, no object, nothing that could explain how this cloak was standing upright in a perfectly human shape. It's as if they've encountered a ghost or some kind of invisible force. To me, this is seriously spooky stuff. How does a cloak stand in the middle of the road like it's wrapped around someone? But when you check, there's nothing there. In this fascinating video, a man is seen interacting with a freshly captured, still alive piranha. Holding the fish securely in his hand, he decides to test the famed cutting ability of its teeth. He takes a stick and inserts it into the piranha's mouth, curious to see if the small but notorious fish can indeed slice through it. Remarkably, each time the stick is placed in the mouth, the fish quickly cuts it, demonstrating the incredible strength and sharpness of its teeth. This experiment is repeated multiple times, consistently cutting through the stick effortlessly. It's a clear demonstration of the power packed into the jaws of such a small creature. Watching this, I'm struck by the sheer adaptability and specialized traits that evolution has bestowed upon creatures. If you've ever been in a house that is creepy after dark, and you are alone, you will understand what this young woman is going through. After a move to Ohio, she begins experiencing what can only be described as a kind of haunting or visitation by an unknown and deeply disturbing entity.
Puzzle I'm working on. Maybe when I'm done with it, I can send you this. Mom, I gotta go.
There are a few interesting things about what we've just watched. There is a general sense of unease emanating from the young woman before we even hear the loud thump. She keeps glancing in the direction of somewhere off camera, and she almost swallows her word when showing off her puzzle. She seems nervous right off the bat and is trying hard to keep upbeat for her mother. The next video provides clear evidence that while she might think she's alone in the house, she's not.
There's the oven. It's kind of whack, but I put the nice towel that you sent me. Thank you.
As we just saw, she resumes the conversation, trying to keep a facade that everything is okay. She has moved to another room, perhaps somewhere she feels safer. The old oven seems to suggest that the house is slightly older, which adds to the creepiness of what follows. The story escalated quickly, as does the young woman's composure. She is no longer trying to put on a brave face. She is distraught as the house is bathed in darkness. Terrified, she lets on that it's back, which suggests that this is not the first time something like this has happened.
I think it's back.
The terrifying climax appears at the end with a shadowy figure only made visible by two glowing eyes. The story ends with the return of a thumping sound, which we now know is whatever that entity is, knocking on the front door. She pleads with it to no avail as it continues to stand and stare at her like a psychopath. Whether truth or fiction, it makes for a frightening scenario. Two men returning to what appears to be a deserted and isolated house at night. It is unclear if the home is theirs, possibly abandoned due to what follows, or merely a site of strange activity. Either way, their behavior is odd. Pulling up, one of them focuses his flashlight at the windows. Pay close attention, or you just might miss it.
Holy what? Go.
Most towns have one. Creepy, deserted old house that has given way to neglect. Perhaps the owners grew old and died. Perhaps something terrible happened there. This is one of those houses. Note the tall grass out front. The air of abandonment. And then, so quick, you almost miss it. The figure of a small boy standing in the doorway. Why is he there? What nightmare unfolded behind those walls? Why is he trapped, unable to leave? The men seem to know that the house has a reputation. They do not get out of the car. Even when it is clear the figure is the height of a child, they do not stop to investigate. Instead, they speed off into the night, leaving us to wonder what really happened there. Watch again in the zoomed-in footage. Illinois. Zoomed in and surprisingly clear footage captures something utterly terrifying amongst the trees. At first sight it is barely detectable, but then a figure emerges. A hulking bipedal creature stands almost as tall as the trees in the snow-covered landscape. Spotted, it begins to move. Is this a hoax or further compelling evidence to suggest that Bigfoot really exists? The scale of the creature positioned amongst the trees and the confident manner it moves in this snowy wilderness suggests that this is its home. The overall shape of the creature and the almost conical head add to the case for this being real. On being discovered, it vanishes into the trees. Chilling at home alone shouldn't be this stressful. Watch what happens in this unsuspecting encounter that really is too close for comfort.
I'm home alone, right? But
a ghostly reflection of what looks like a woman with long dark hair or something pulled over its head appears alongside the poster of the video. Shot in a seemingly continuous point of view, the image is quite terrifying, but her response to the moment is anything but. Perhaps I'd be more convinced if she wasn't so calm to her invisible flatmate. Her demeanor does little to suggest shock or horror. Does the poster just have nerves of steel? Or is it a hoax born of some editing? You be the judge. We see a lot of poor footage of Bigfoot online, which makes the videos we're showing in this episode something of an exception. This one, although zoomed in, seems to capture the creature in fairly close proximity. Pay attention to the movement of this Bigfoot. It has a somewhat different gait to others we've seen. Could this relaxed stride be due to the fact that the creature is unaware that it has been discovered? Or is that the most epic Halloween costume? On Trail Terror, we feature a number of clips of animals in their natural habitat, particularly deer and elk during rutting season. These animals display a diverse number of vocalizations that serve to not only attract mates, but warn others of danger. A Texas police officer stops at a rest stop, and records the following sound emanating from the woods beyond. Is initially noticeable is the sheer volume of the bellow. It feels almost otherworldly. Could this be the call of a really large stag or elk? Or as this police officer suggests, the cry of Bigfoot? This startling footage claims to capture the face of Bigfoot. The likeness to human features is incredibly disturbing, but the more you look at the sheer size of its head and the somewhat large gap between its round eyes, these features resemble something less human. Here, the creature seems relaxed and even curious as it glances in the direction of the camera. It knows it's being watched, but in turn it is watching. In other videos, Bigfoot hunters claim that these creatures often have one member who serves as a lookout to protect its family. We have showed earlier videos on this channel where similar close-ups of Bigfoot's face have been captured, but the picture quality has not been as clear. This face confirms the face captured in other sightings, supplying a compelling case for its existence. This mesmerizing and rare footage captures a close-up human encounter with a mountain lion. Watch as the poster and his family come across the calm cat on their walk. Fortunately, the kitty isn't in the mood to rip their faces off. In most eventualities, mountain lion attacks on humans are not that common. If they wanted to hunt us, they would. Having said that, never play submissive to a cougar if you wish to survive. The glorious creature remains relaxed and still as the humans admire her beauty. A TikToker who posts videos of strange events happening around her home was startled at the sound she heard while putting her chicks away in the pen.
What the fuck?
The sound coming from the forest was like an animal's cry for help. And so she shined her torchlight into the woods while recording. She captures a white figure next to a tree. At first glance, it wasn't there, but when she circled back to look in the same direction, her camera was able to capture a thin white figure at the left side of a tree. The strangest thing was that the figure disappeared after being out of the camera's recording range. Could it be that the mysterious white figure was making those eerie sounds in the forest? Or could it have scared an animal in the woods and caused it to make the bizarre sound? On a clear day, a man happens to capture what looks like Bigfoot casually walking out through a small clearing of a forest and back into the woods. The creature's features may prove it to be Bigfoot, as it walks on twos and appears much more prominent than the average human height. Its arms extend downwards below the waistline and seem to have a thick coat of brown fur. The video quality isn't as clear and makes it hard to make out what the face looks like, but its tall, towering stature, long ape-like arms, and the appearance of thick fur could be an indication of the existence of the cryptid Bigfoot. A woman enjoying the comfort of her home on a sofa happens to see something strange at the window right next to her door that sends chills down her spine. A dark figure appears at the window, also captures the attention of two of her dogs, who stare at the door, putting the lady's nerves on edge. She starts to record it, and the dark figure disappears after some time. The dogs disperse, notifying the lady that the supposed danger that appeared on her door may be gone, but it leaves the lady puzzled as to what this figure could be, and its intentions. For all we know, it could be a shadow of a harmless animal walking around and happening to wind up at her front door, or maybe something sinister could be lurking around stalking on the house residents. Two kids were recording their adventure while in the woods when they heard screams coming from deeper within. The screams started as a faint cry for help, but as they walked deeper into the forest, they grew louder, as though someone was desperately trying to escape an ordeal. At first, they think it is some children trying to summon demons by shouting. To them, it appears to be some kind of a joke, but the louder the screams got, the scarier they became. Eventually, they near where their screams were. They panic, and they decide to retreat from the forest into a nearby grassland. Even after distancing from the scene, they could still hear the desperate cries for help from the forest. The kids might have presumed it to be a joke, but maybe something serious could be happening, and a victim needed help. I think it would be best if the kids could have dialed and reported to the authorities. This wildlife enthusiast was taking a nature walk in the middle of the forest when he caught it all with his camera. There, when he zooms his camera, the creature comes into view. It is in a hunched position, making it hard to recognize its face. It has a towering height and covered with thick brown fur. It notices it is being watched and tries to hide between the branches. As the video continues, the creature struts away, leaving the witness speculated. Maybe this could be an ordinary orangutan that could be easily mistaken with the legendary Bigfoot. This polar bear in Russia appeared at the front of a man's house. To the man's surprise, it wasn't acting in a ferocious manner as expected of one. Rather, it was as if it was asking for something. He decides to take a closer look, and it seems a can was stuck on the polar bear's tongue and needed help removing it. He tries to pull it with his hands, but the can appears to be lodged too deeply to make much of a difference. The bear had to be for sure having some pain, and even maybe it had gone days without food. Out of pity, the man decides to call for help, and animal specialists come to the bear's aid. They are able to retrieve the can, and they even place the bear back to its habitat. A polar bear would likely never approach humans like this, but I am assuming that this was a result of how desperate she was for help and how weak she was from hunger. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.
What is that? I can't show this.
Tonight, we're diving into several disturbing encounters, shocking people around the internet. Cave exploring may seem like a fun and thrilling adventure until you stumble upon something deep within that shouldn't be there. This eerie video, uploaded on X, takes us into the depths of a dark cave. At first glance, nothing seems out of the ordinary until the camera settles on something truly unsettling. Sitting in the darkness is a humanoid statue, kneeling in a praying position. Why is it there? Who put it there? Only God knows. From the footage, the statue appears to be carefully crafted, possibly carved from wood or even stone from the cave itself. Whoever made it put in an unsettling amount of detail because at first glance, it almost looks like a real person. Only when you take a second look does the eerie illusion break. Spotting something like this deep inside a cave is the kind of thing that sends a chill down your spine. It leaves us with more questions than these hikers in Brazil were on their usual hiking trip when something at the top of a hill froze them in place. This video, uploaded to YouTube, captures a distant view of a hilltop in Brazil, filmed by a hiker who probably didn't expect to see anything out of the ordinary. But then, two massive humanoid figures appear, casually moving around. At first, it might not seem like a big deal, until you realize just how far away the camera is. Even from that distance, these figures look unnervingly tall, and according to estimations, they were over 10 feet high.
Olha só, ele tá descendo agora.
Naturally, the onlookers were just as confused as we are. Who, or what, are these towering figures? Could they be members of a hidden tribal group? Are they just exceptionally tall people? Or is this something out of this world? Whatever the answer may be, one thing is for sure. This sighting is deeply unsettling. Next, we have a series of eerie Google Maps images that seem to show someone desperately asking for help, but there's something strange about them. These images were captured on Google Maps in Los Angeles, California, over what appears to be a ship container dumping ground. Scattered across the area, we can see large words spelled out on the ground using what looks like metal parts. Words like help appear multiple times, along with Trafico and LAPD, as if someone was trying to get a message across. What makes it even creepier is that there are several similar signs spotted throughout the area, almost like a desperate cry for help. Concerned by what they saw, someone decided to visit the location in person to capture a video. But in the footage, none of the words are visible. Maybe it's just a trick of the camera angle since we're looking from the ground. Or maybe it's something far more chilling, like whoever left those messages being silenced.
Here's the outside. I don't see any of the writing.
Naturally, people are deeply concerned. If these messages are real, then someone could be in serious danger. The word Trafico suggests a horrifying possibility. Could this be linked to human trafficking? Could the person who wrote these messages have been a victim? Whatever the truth is, the police definitely need to investigate this, unless it runs far deeper than we realize. A woman was out for a walk with her daughter when she spotted something in the woods that made her rush her child inside immediately. This eerie video was uploaded on a TikTok channel. In it, we see a mother and daughter enjoying a peaceful time in the woods, until the daughter suddenly notices something lurking in the bushes and points at it. Curious, the mother zooms in, and that's when we see it, an eerie creature with spider-like legs protruding from its head. Its appearance makes no sense. It doesn't resemble any known animal that should be in the forest, and people are already calling it a spider alien. Could it be real? Could it be edited? Without further evidence, we can't say for sure, but one thing is certain, after watching this, none of us are going for a casual walk in the woods anytime soon. This next video is for all the Bigfoot enthusiasts out there who have been craving a decent quality sighting. This footage was uploaded to Reddit by a user claiming that his friend captured it while on a hunting trip. At first, everything seems normal, just a quiet moment in the woods. But then, something strange moves in the distance. A tall, black figure is seen walking with an eerily human-like posture. Some might say it's a gorilla, but I've never seen a gorilla walk this smoothly, almost too close to how a human moves. Viewers who have already seen the video are convinced it has to be Bigfoot, and honestly, they might be onto something. Tall? Check. Covered in black fur? Check. Walking on two legs like a human? Big check. Whatever this creature is, it sure fits the description. Some people use Facebook to share cute photos and videos, while others use it to creep the hell out of the world. This eerie photo was uploaded to Facebook by a user named Nyaga Kini, who claimed to have captured it accidentally in Congo. And let's be honest, this is the kind of accident no one wants to have. In the image, we can clearly see a strange, unsettling figure lurking in the bushes, staring directly at the man in the foreground. Its head is humanoid, but its features resemble something far more sinister, almost demonic. What makes this even more terrifying is that the man in the photo seems completely unaware that he's being watched. What do you think this creature could be? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can either breathe a sigh of relief or be haunted for life. Our forests, as calm and thrilling as they may seem, hold mysteries that, when uncovered, can leave us utterly terrified, just like this eerie photo captured on a trail camera. What is that? This unsettling image was uploaded to Reddit by a user claiming to have captured a cryptid on their trail camera. In the photo, we see a tall, humanoid figure with bizarre body proportions. Its arms are unnervingly long, and its head, it's nothing like ours. Some say it resembles a donkey's, but with the darkness surrounding it, it's impossible to say for sure. Posts like this make me hope it's fake, but if it's not, then we have to face the horrifying possibility that something truly unexplainable is out there. This follower thought it would be a thrilling experience to venture into a haunted trail. But what happened next shocked the entire internet.
There it was again. What was that? Oh, shoot! Terrified right now.
A YouTuber by the name of Raygloom received an email about a haunted trail with a really bad reputation. Intrigued, he told one of his followers about it, and out of curiosity, the follower decided to check it out.
Something, you know? Something weird. Anyway.
Right from the start, the trail had an eerie and ominous atmosphere. As he explained the story from the email, he suddenly heard the unsettling sound of an old woman laughing in the distance.
Wishing Ray Savage was here. What was that?
The follower became really scared after hearing the sound again. Just as he was deciding whether to turn back, the same eerie laughter echoed through the trees, but this time it was much closer. Terrified, he panned the camera around, only to spot the old woman from the email story staring right at him.
There it was again. What was that? Oh, shoot! Terrified right now.
She looked exactly as the email described. I just hope the guy filming was okay after this, because that old lady seemed to be chasing him. And what happened to him next, only God knows.
Get out of here!
After watching this next video, you might think twice before going on a hiking adventure with your friends. This video comes from a group of friends who set out on a hiking trip, unaware that something was stalking them. As they took a break during their trek, the camera unknowingly captured a white figure lurking in the background. Later, the same figure was caught stalking them again as they continued their hike. Then, when they settled down to camp for the night, they heard movement in the nearby bushes. Something was out there. This is exactly why I avoid hiking in these kinds of mountainous areas. You never know when a creepy white figure might be watching you with sinister intentions. This woman was house sitting when something decided to mess with her. As she was sleeping on the couch and recording herself, strange things started happening. First, something pulled her shoulder. Then, it began messing with her hair. and even yanked her head to wake her up. It also tugged at her hips and arms, as if trying to get her attention. Reviewing the footage later, she discovered eerie voices whispering, "She is mine," while something continued pulling at her. There's a lot going on here, and that house definitely seems haunted by a mischievous spirit that has taken a strange interest in her. You couldn't pay me $1 million to house sit in that place. That's for sure. These tourists, on their venture to Sintra, Portugal, captured something that is terrifying the whole internet. This video from 2010 was recorded by tourists visiting Pina Palace in Portugal. As they were filming the outskirts, the cameraman managed to capture a strange, large head peeking out from the nearby woods.
Here we are at the Pina Palace.
The head appears unnaturally large compared to the ground and the height at which it was seen. Due to its thick black fur, some people are convinced it might be Bigfoot, but without more evidence, we can't say for sure. It could be something far more sinister and entirely different from Bigfoot. Next, we have a photo captured at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado that proves why people get chills just hearing about it. This first photo shows the hallway of the famously haunted Stanley Hotel, best known for inspiring The Shining by Stephen King, who dramatically detailed his eerie experiences there. The second photo, taken just seconds later in a burst sequence, reveals a very clear figure at the end of the hall. No one had been seen or heard when the photos were taken. The uploader didn't notice the figure until they got back to their hotel room and began reviewing the pictures. The figure appears to be a lady, holding a purse in her hand, staring directly at the camera. What in the hell is that lady doing there? According to the cameraman who took the photo, no one was there at the time. Pretty scary. This kayaker couldn't believe his eyes when he spotted something strange in the lake, and he took to the internet for answers.
Out. I was cleaning up the lake, and I come.
This video comes from TikTok, where a user was baffled after discovering what looked like a skull submerged in the hazy lake water. The skull appeared to have been there for a long time, covered in algae buildup. The kayaker who found it was seriously confused, even considering calling the police, wondering if it was a real human skull.
I don't know if you can see this, but that looks like a skull. And I am freaked out. I was cleaning up the lake, and I come across this skull.
Even though it looks eerily real, it could very well be a prop from a horror movie or a short film that was left behind. But hey, that's just speculation. What do you think? A prop? Or something far more sinister? Passing through a cemetery? Always make sure to keep an eye out, because you never know when you'll see something like this. This video comes from a driver who was passing by a cemetery when his camera accidentally captured what looks like a woman's spirit. The spirit appeared to be quite tall and only lasted for a brief moment before vanishing. It was standing over a grave, probably its own, and seemed to be doing something. The driver didn't notice it at the time, only realizing it when he got home and reviewed the footage. Of all places, cemeteries are the grounds that seem to hold these strange sightings, with spirits wandering around. This is exactly why, even during the day, I get a bit scared driving past them. This guy was visiting his sister's grave when she decided to play hide and seek with him. Uploaded on TikTok, this video shows the cameraman recording the gravestone when a smoky figure appears, peeking out from behind it. However, when the cameraman goes to check, there's no one there. This happens multiple times, almost like the spirit is playing hide and seek with the cameraman. The cameraman believes this ghost is his sister, who used to play hide and seek with him when she was alive. This video could well be CGI, as it looks too scary to be true. The movements of the smoky figure seem too animated to be real. What are your thoughts on it? Real or just another hoax? This next video from TikTok shows a driver discovering something so terrifying in the forest that it made him fear for his life.
But like, they're everywhere. The more you look around. So I just...
We don't know how he stumbled upon this eerie scene, but as he did, he was horrified to find scattered bones and skulls littering the ground. While he was trying to process this chilling discovery, strange growling noises echoed from the darkness ahead. It scared him to his core, and his nervousness quickly escalated. To make matters worse, he started hearing low, continuous whispers, laughter, and multiple voices. It was as if whoever or whatever was responsible for the bones was closing in on him.
Or like coyotes. But like, they're everywhere. So I just...
I have no idea what this guy was doing in the forest at that time, but one thing's for sure, he was in a whole lot of trouble. After watching this next video from an Indian driver, you'll think twice before stopping your car for anyone. As this driver makes his way down a desolate road late at night in the rain, he comes across a strange figure standing by the roadside. At first, it looks like a woman asking for a ride, but as the car gets closer, the figure's unsettling appearance is revealed. Its long, slender frame and bizarre features give off an undeniably eerie vibe. I don't know if this was someone genuinely in need of help or something sinister trying to lure the driver out of his car. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This video from 2021 is a prime example of why drivers are terrified of late night journeys, even on main highways. Did you catch that? When the video is slowed down, you can see a white-dressed figure running in the opposite direction along the roadside as the car drives by. According to the uploader, this was some kind of phantom caught on camera. Judging by its speed and sudden appearance, it certainly seems otherworldly. What makes this even creepier is the sheer remoteness of the road. There's no sign of any nearby locality, making the presence of this figure both confusing and horrifying. What seemed like a normal day for these construction workers quickly turned into a nightmare when they encountered an uninvited visitor. This video comes from India, where a group of construction workers were alerted that a leopard had entered the home they were working on. When one of the workers peeked the camera inside to investigate, it agitated the leopard, causing the animal to charge at them. The workers ran for their lives, but fortunately, everyone managed to escape safely from this terrifying encounter. Wildcats like these are relatively common in India, especially in villages built in or near forests. But just imagining what might have happened if the workers hadn't been aware of the leopard's presence really scares me to the core. Every once in a while, nature throws something at us so bizarre, so terrifying, it makes us question everything we know, like this alien-like beetle that was caught on camera. This horrifying creature you just saw was recorded by a group of fishermen, and the video quickly made its way to Facebook. In the clip, we see a man casually holding what looks like a nightmarish mix between a shrimp and a beetle. It has a hard armored shell and dozens of legs wriggling beneath it. But the real nightmare is that face. It has multiple eyes staring back at you. And if that wasn't creepy enough, strange tentacle-like appendages are sprouting from its mouth. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see in your worst nightmares, yet this guy is holding it like it's some kind of pet. I can't imagine this creature being real, and I'm seriously praying that I'm right. After watching this video, you might never leave your window blinds open again, even during the day. This TikTok user, home alone, noticed a strange figure standing outside her house. What's unnerving is how it seemed to be staring directly inside the whole time. Thankfully, she made the smart decision to call the police, who arrived and escorted the man away. Even in broad daylight, this was beyond creepy. Knowing someone was lurking outside while she was home alone makes it feel straight out of a horror movie. This Redditor stumbled upon what looks like a creepy, demon-summoning ritual deep in the woods. The images show scattered bones, skulls, and strange writings, complete with what looks like blood. Among them are pentagrams and symbols that scream dark rituals. According to the uploader, this bizarre setup was found about 5 miles into the forest, making the discovery even more unsettling. As expected, Redditors went wild with speculation. Many believe this was a ritual to summon a demon, while skeptics suggest it might just be props for a film or photo shoot, the fresh marker writing being a major clue. What do you think? Is this sinister or just staged? This homeowner heard rustling in his backyard trees, but what he captured next is pure nightmare fuel. While investigating the noise, he recorded the trees swaying violently, as if something massive was up there. In the darkness, he couldn't see what it was, but whatever it was had incredible strength. It's not easy to shake trees like that. The creature even snapped a tree in half, reportedly 10 to 12 inches in diameter, as if it were nothing. The homeowner described it as something huge and unbelievably powerful. While some might speculate it's a bear, the sheer strength and agility needed to cause that kind of destruction while staying up in the tree suggest it could be something else entirely. What do you think this could be? Next time someone questions the benefits of drone technology, just show them this.
Yeah. Woo! Live. There you go. They got her. They got her. Yes, sir! Yes, it's water like that. Yeah. So that's why I was going up down the road.
In this video, a drone was deployed to search for a 10-year-old girl who had sleepwalked into the woods and fallen asleep on the forest floor. Thanks to the drone's aerial view, it located her quickly, helping authorities reunite her safely with her family.
Yeah. Woo! Live. There you go. They got her. They got her. Yes, sir! Yes, it's water like that. Yeah. So that's why I was going up down the road.
With their advanced cameras and elevated perspective, drones are game changers for search and rescue missions like this. This man from Russia stumbled upon a bizarre and unsettling discovery while strolling through the forest.
Глядите. Такие фигурки. Ребенок спящий.
On a quiet trail, he found an eerie collection of small items, including ceramic figurines of angels or cherubs, plush toys, and a prominently visible dog plush. The deliberate arrangement of these objects resembles a memorial or shrine, adding an air of mystery to the already creepy woodland setting.
Глядите. Такие фигурки. Ребенок спящий.
While it might be some kind of memorial, finding something like this in the middle of the woods is undeniably unsettling. This man captured a serene clip of a pathway in Essex Village, but things took a terrifying turn when he reviewed the footage later. In the video, a smoky figure briefly materializes, with its head and hands eerily visible. It appears for just a moment before vanishing as mysteriously as it arrived. Locals believe this could be the infamous village spirit, and this footage only adds fuel to those chilling claims. A group of tourists in Tennessee were stunned when they spotted what they first thought was a bear, but it might have been something far more mysterious.
What's it doing?
The footage shows a massive, black, furred creature on a tree, initially resembling a bear. But what caught everyone off guard was its posture, standing upright on its legs in a hunch-like stance.
What's it doing?
Adding to the mystery, the same figure is seen turning a corner in another part of the video, leaving everyone baffled. Could this be a Bigfoot or something even more sinister? What do you think? Bigfoot or something else entirely? Ever come across something so terrifying you pray it's not real? This video is exactly that. Captured by a driver on a snowy trail in Sweden, the footage shows a tall, slender figure crossing the path. It got long, thin legs. However, its upper body is shrouded in darkness. Some are calling it a night crawler, but I have never seen one this tall or imposing. This is the kind of video that makes you hope it's fake, because if it's real, then we're facing something terrifying. This next video is for all the extraterrestrial life deniers out there. It might just prove their existence.
Pero mira, ¿qué le mete luz? Venga, mira, aquí vea.
Captured in the mountainous region of Cali, Colombia, a homeowner records a strange, sparkling light flying low. This orb doesn't seem like it belongs, completely round and spinning as it flies off.
Pero mira, ¿qué le mete luz? Venga, mira, aquí vea.
Pues hay que echarle ojo. Pero tiene como la parte de abajo es como negra.
What do you think? To me, it looks like a UFO observing the area. Pretty strange, right? Hiking in the forest sounds adventurous until you come face to face with its wilderness. This video comes from Colombia, where a family, including kids, was hiking when the mother noticed a puma sneaking up just a few steps away. Terrified, she slowly grabbed her kid and backed off. It was an intense moment. One wrong move could have triggered aggression from the puma, and this video could have ended much differently. While pumas usually don't attack in groups, small targets like kids can make things terrifying. Next, we have a photo that will give you another reason not to mess with haunted locations. This seemingly normal photo was taken by a man of his girlfriend at an abandoned church in Dublin, Ireland, a place known for its eerie reputation. After taking the photo, the couple noticed a strange figure standing behind her. The creepy part is, even though they were with a group of people, no one matched the figure's description, and the boyfriend swears there was no one there when the photo was taken. The figure looks like a priest, which is intriguing, as there's a story about a priest buried on the site. This photo alone is creepier than any horror movie I've seen. We all have our own ideas of how the end of the world might look, but this video from Turkey shows one of the most terrifying possibilities. An apartment owner was recording a fierce storm in Turkey, but he captured something else. A face in the clouds, staring directly down at the locals. You can clearly make out the nose, eyes, eyebrows, and head shape in the sky. It caused widespread panic, with people wondering if it was the prophecy coming true or a demon face appearing in the sky. Whatever it is, it's enough to send chills down anyone's spine. This girl set up a camera in an old graveyard and uncovered something better left buried. This video, uploaded by an Irish paranormal explorer, shows her setting up a camera in an eerie graveyard. When she reviewed the footage, she saw something unsettling. The graveyard gate opening on its own, with no one around. But the creepiest part was a brief flash of a head appearing for just a split second.
Hey, what are these berries here?
It's chilling, but props to her for venturing into such a creepy place to capture that. Honestly, if it were me, I'd have stayed home. We've all heard about the strange drone sightings in North Dakota, but there's something new that's been freaking everyone out.
I don't know what the heck is going on with the drones and stuff, but this is new. This is weird.
This video comes from a homeowner who noticed bizarre beams encircling her neighborhood. The beams seem to be surrounding the area, creating a really strange vibe. The woman insists it's not a window glare. She opened the window to record. Plus, behind her house is just fields, making these beams even more mysterious.
I don't know what the heck is going on with the drones and stuff, but this is new. This is weird.
It definitely gives off creepy government experiment or alien vibes. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. This woman woke up to a strange sound, and when she investigated, she was terrified by what she saw.
Don't believe what you see. Don't believe.
In the video, we can clearly see the statue's mouth moving, chanting some eerie, dark lyrics. It almost seems like it's performing some dark magic ritual. People are going wild in the comments, calling it a demon infestation of the statue.
Don't believe what you see. Don't believe.
This is exactly why I don't keep statues around. I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night to something like this. This next video shows what looks like our sky hosting its own fireworks show without inviting us.
What the fuck is that?
Uploaded on TikTok by a user claiming her brother sent it. The video shows multiple parallel trails stretching across the sky. It's mesmerizing, yet strange, leaving viewers confused about what they're seeing. After some research, I found it might be the trail from the recent SpaceX Starship 7 explosion caused by an internal liquid oxygen leak. While that might explain it, the sight still gives a chilling feeling. Imagine what would have happened if the debris crashed down on the ground.
What the fuck is that?
If you've ever wondered what it might feel like living with a ghost, this next terrifying video will show you just that.
Yeah, I'm kind of losing it here.
A homeowner experiences strange paranormal events in his house. He set up a paper and plate on the counter, and it moved on its own. He then left the house, but left the camera recording, capturing even stranger happenings. When he returned, he noticed a ghastly smell, but found nothing during his investigation.
It's definitely stronger over here. God, it smells bad.
This has to be one of the weirdest paranormal videos I've ever seen. If I were the homeowner, I'd sell the place and move in with my grandparents, no doubt. We've all seen countless unknown flying objects, videos scattered across the internet, usually showing mysterious objects hovering in the sky. But this video we got takes things to a whole new level. The footage starts with a distant view of a glowing white object streaking across the desert sky. Its trajectory looks like that of a projectile as it hurtles toward the ground, crashing into the white sand. After the first impact, it briefly lifts off, attempting to regain flight, but something seems to go wrong. The object malfunctions and plummets back down, smashing into the desert floor a second time. This hit completely obliterates it, shattering it like glass into countless pieces. And just like that, the video ends. It's bizarre, right? I've never seen a drone or a plane with that kind of glow or shape, let alone one that breaks apart like that. So what could this be? An extraterrestrial projectile, or maybe something even more unsettling. One of our own secret technologies lurking in the shadows? Things that stray from the ordinary are the ones that really get under our skin. Our minds can't help but twist them into something creepy, like these massive footprints a hiker stumbled upon.
These tracks, they're bigger than my foot. Here's another one.
This next video comes straight from the forests of New Jersey, recorded by a hiker who encountered something seriously strange on a trail. In the clip, we see these huge footprints embedded in the dirt, almost like they belong to some oversized bird. Or dare I say, a giant chicken. But here's where things get even more unsettling. The woman who uploaded the video mentioned that the night she discovered these prints, she also caught sight of a large dark brown figure moving in the distance. She couldn't make out if it was an animal or something else entirely, and unfortunately she didn't manage to catch that part on camera. Now, the footprints were huge. The hiker compared her size 10 foot to one of the prints, and it absolutely dwarfed hers. My first instinct was to say it might be an ostrich, but after doing some digging on ostrich footprints, they look nothing like these. Whatever made these tracks, I don't think it's something any of us would want to run into on a dark, lonely trail. We've always been taught that water is the enemy of fire. But this next jaw-dropping footage from the Gulf of Mexico shatters that old belief, showing fire and water in a way you've never imagined possible. What in the world are we even looking at? This jaw-dropping footage, captured from a helicopter, shows the terrifying aftermath of an underwater gas leak in the Gulf of Mexico. At first glance, it looks like a boiling volcano in the middle of the ocean. Flames are bursting out from the water, as if the ocean has somehow ignited, creating a scene straight out of a nightmare. Boats surround the chaos, spraying liquid in a desperate attempt to extinguish the flames. But let's be real, it doesn't look like they're doing much good. So, what's really going on here? Turns out this fiery spectacle was the result of a natural gas leak from an underwater pipeline. Gas seeped out, accumulating on the ocean floor, and when it reached the surface, it was likely ignited by a lightning strike. Or at least that's what the company claims. Whatever caused it, this wild scene leaves us seriously questioning everything we thought we knew about fire and water. Speaking of mimic spirits, one woman had an experience that no mother ever wants to go through. She heard knocking on her bedroom door and a voice that sounded exactly like her son calling for her. But here's the creepy part. Her son was right next to her the whole time.
Who is it? Me. Who's me? Your son. Aren't you at your friend's sleepover? Hungry.
If there's one thing you should know about mimic spirits, it's that you should never respond to them. Answering them means acknowledging their presence, and that only makes them stronger. Unfortunately, it seems this woman didn't realize that at the time, and the moment she reacted, the spirit became much more aggressive. Door.
Who are you? Your son. What do you want? There's food in the microwave. Eat it. Go to bed.
Luckily, the bedroom door was locked. Otherwise, who knows what could have happened if the spirit had managed to get inside. If this isn't proof that mimic ghosts are real, then I don't know what is. Have you ever experienced something like this? TikTok user Andy Winehouse was just about to go to bed when he suddenly heard his own voice calling him from the dining room. At first, he froze, trying to make sense of what was happening. But what he didn't realize was that the chills running down his spine were just the beginning. This night was about to feel much longer than he ever expected.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. Come here. Come here. When I talk to you. Come here.
When Andy walked up to the dining room door, he hoped he'd hear the voice more clearly, but instead, he heard something else, something even more terrifying than the voice that called him. And as you are about to see, when Andy finally built up the courage to open the door, ready to see whatever was there, things became even more mysterious.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing. You can literally hear that. No. What the fuck? My God. What the fuck? No. Okay, for anybody asking, this is my family home. I grew up here, and we've never had a single experience like this. I don't know what is going on. I'm getting a lot of comments saying I'm doing it for views, and I'm doing it for likes, and I promise you I am not. Don't like the video, don't comment if you don't want to. I just need somebody who knows what this is. Please reach out. I don't care if it's in a comment or privately, just please reach out. And please just help me.
Some of you might think it was just his dog or cat scratching at the door. But if that were true, why was there nothing there when Andy opened it? It's pretty clear that this was another mimic spirit, one that probably got angry because Andy didn't fall for its trick. The only thing scarier than a mimic spirit trying to trick an adult is when it goes after a child. Poor Kaylee had no idea what was really happening when a ghost called out to her, using her mother's voice. It was almost like it knew that was the one thing she would listen to, and sadly, it was right.
Kaylee, I'm home alone, and I can hear myself saying my own name. Help me, Kaylee. What the f***? Kaylee. Kaylee! Hello? Hello? Kaylee. Mom? What the hell is going on? Hello? Hello? Who threw that? Oh my God. Hello? Kaylee. Kaylee, help me. Help us. Dad? Turn around. Mom? What is going on?
Kaylee wanted to know who was calling her if it wasn't her mom or dad. She hurried through the house, looking for answers, but no one was there. With every passing second, things felt more and more wrong. That's when she realized the truth. She had been tricked, and she never should have left her room.
Hello? just seen me put that there. What the hell is going on?
Help us. Katie, help me.
You can believe whatever you want and say it's just a joke, but I don't think so. The yellow ball was left on the table, and when she turned around, no one was there. For me, that's more than enough proof that this was the work of something unnatural. If this wasn't the doing of an evil mimic spirit, then what was? After a long day at work, this woman finally sat down to relax, turning on the TV while her husband slept beside her. She thought she was in for a quiet night, but nothing could have prepared her for what she was about to realize. They might not have been the only ones in the house that night.
Hey. Hey. Come here. Yeah.
Some people say that if you answer a mimic ghost, it can attach itself to you and follow you wherever you go. So, it's a good thing this woman didn't respond, but still, she seemed a little too calm for someone hearing a voice in the dark, especially when that voice sounded exactly like her husband's. Don't you think? This video was posted by a boy named Gabe on his TikTok account. While he was at home, someone knocked on his door and said it was his mom. That alone was creepy enough, but if you think that's scary, just wait until you hear the voice when the door slowly starts to open.
Gabe? Gabe, it's your mom. You should come out. You've been there for so long. Gabe, come out.
Did it seem to you that the friendly voice pretending to be his mom suddenly turned into a creepy hiss? It definitely didn't sound right. I just hope Gabe locked the door after that. What would you do if you heard your own voice calling you from another room? Or if a loved one's voice called for help, but they were right next to you the whole time? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to know how you'd react. And remember, no matter what you hear, never answer. Our forests, as beautiful as they look, house some of the most strange and mysterious creatures, like this one, caught in 2019. While recording the peaceful surroundings of the forest, this cameraman accidentally managed to capture a small creature living inside a fallen trunk. The creature has a small, alien-like head and moves left and right in a strange, snake-like manner. The cameraman, clearly freaked out, decided to run the hell out of there, and the video ends. What scares me the most is that it seems like this creature was stalking the cameraman. If anyone knows what this could be, please let us know in the comments. If you are an adventure enthusiast and love hiking, this next video can serve as a stark reminder of what to watch out for. This video comes from England and captures a group of tourists on a hiking venture. As they move forward and pass a bridge built over Lake Waikaremoana, it suddenly collapses, sending everyone into the river. The reason for the collapse is unknown, because the bridge was designed to carry a maximum of 10 people, but it collapsed with just 3 people on it, and they all fell 8 meters into the river. I did a bit of research and found out that, thankfully, no one was seriously injured. Some got minor bruises from the high fall, but they were all safe and made it out of the water. It's pretty scary to see a man-made structure fail like that, even when used cautiously. After this, I wouldn't be able to trust anything, even if it's 100% secure. If you don't believe in extraterrestrials, this video is a must-watch for you. And if you already do, then get ready to strengthen that belief. This video comes from a driver who, while driving on the road, spotted a strange, saucers-like object flying up in the sky. It was spinning pretty fast and looked far away from the distance. The cameraman was stopped at a red light, and we can see the object moving. According to the uploader, it could have been a club light, but it was coming from the other side of the road where there was no club. So, what in the hell was it? A guy from the YouTube channel Midwest Ghost Hunter was checking a smashed headstone in a cemetery when he had an eerie encounter.
This whole grave is in shambles. I'm sorry that your tombstone has been destroyed. What happened? Is it vandalized?
However, he was not expecting to receive an answer.
Whoa. Okay, I just heard you.
We hear a faint whisper, like a woman's voice, softly saying, "Yeah," coming from a vandalized grave. Even though it's barely audible, it resonates from the spirit realm.
I heard you. Could you do that one more time? Oh, whoa, whoa! What the hell was that?
Again, the spirit tries to reach out, rattling the fence as if using it for eerie communication. Just when you think it can't get creepier, the YouTuber captures a photo of the fence tomb. Look closely. See it. Let's zoom in. It's like something straight out of a horror movie. Vicksburg brought to life. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.